Should be good as far as sound goes. Adjust this just a tiny bit. Right there. Anita says, big dreamer tonight. You don't have to be a dreamer, Anita. All right. Let's see. Everybody hear me okay? Paulette's here. DC Watashi's here. CC Real. There we go. What's up, YouTube? Hi, Kathy. There we go. Everybody can see me. Good. Welcome in, everybody. There we go. Very good. Okay, cool. Here and ready, says Rami. All right, perfect. So welcome in, everyone. I am here in Salt Lake City, live from the HandiQuilter Education Center. Show you guys all the machines that are all lined up in here. Okay, so live from the HandiQuilter Education Center in Salt Lake. I guess we're in Sandy, are we? Or are we Salt Lake?
North Salt Lake.
North Salt Lake. There we go. North Salt Lake. And we're here with Kelly. Kelly's our friend and rep here for HandiQuilter. And we are going to be showing you all of the machines today. I even got, look at this, my official HandiQuilter shirt. So we're here to show you guys everything that HandiQuilter has to offer. Let me tell you kind of how the night's going to go, and then we will start. So I'm going to start by showing you all the machines that we have to offer today. So we have machines that are small machines that are 5 feet with 5-foot frames, and we have machines up to this big one behind me here, which we're going to show you all kind of in a lineup. Now, we're going to answer questions before we get started. Then we're going to show you the machines, and then Kelly's going to show us a demo of just some of the things you can do with the HandiQuilter, some tips and tricks, some fun stuff. And then we will show you some of the bundles that we have to offer. We know a lot of you have purchased machines with us in the past, and we have some bundles lined up. If you want to get more into ruler works, or you need a little up your supplies on bobbins or whatever it is, we'll be able to help you. Excuse me, help you out there. So, are there any questions before we get started? Francis, I love my Amara. Any questions before we get started? A couple things that I'm going to answer that are just things that I've heard from people is, one, I don't have the space, or two, I don't have, $40,000, or three, I don't know if I'll ever use it. Let me answer your questions for you, okay? First one, HandiQuilter has every size of machine, okay? So we have machines that are, 5 feet wide, which we're going to show you over here. We have sit-down machines that are even smaller than that. And then you have your big machines like this that have 12-foot frames, okay? So there's everything in between as far as size goes. Now, as far as price, machines start below $5,000 and then go up from there. So there is something everywhere. As far as price point goes, there's a big price point. Some other companies start their machines out at $30,000 and go up from there. That's not HandiQuilter. So when we purchased our store in Alaska, we had a dealership so we purchased the existing store, and they were in a Nova dealership, okay? When that happened, we talked with our rep and just said, hey, listen, we have this company up here, but we want to work with you guys. And our amazing rep here, this is a shout out to Kelly, changed some of her district around, actually gave away a state to take on Alaska to be able to be our rep to continue to service our company up there as well as in Las Vegas. So the reason that we chose HandiQuilter over Innova or over Bernina or over any other brands is because we know the quality that HandiQuilter has and the accessibility to the resources that you have with a HandiQuilter, okay? There are millions of videos on the Pro Stitcher when you do automation, as well as Kelly and I have filmed quite a few different videos that are on our YouTube channel, teaching you how to use the machine, troubleshooting, tips and tricks, and all that kind of stuff. Now, that's not to say anything bad about any other brand. I don't mean that at all in any kind of way, but we are so happy with HandiQuilter and what the quality provides, as well as the price point. So HandiQuilter has fantastic prices on their machines that you're able to get for much cheaper by going through a company like us, as well as the deals and specials that we have going on for you as well. So that's kind of to get all the general questions that I get a lot out of the way. Now, last question I hear: can I buy it if I live in Alaska or Mississippi or Oklahoma or wherever you live? Okay. Now, we as a company take care of our people, and HandiQuilter takes care of their people. We're HandiQuilter's people, and you guys are their people too when you are a HandiQuilter customer. So if you ever have an issue with your machine, the first thing you do is you call us, you say, hey, I'm having an issue, okay? We say, okay, let's fix it for you, okay? Now, very, very rarely do we ever have a problem with a machine that we can't fix over the phone, okay? 9 times out of 10 on whether it's a long arm or whether it's an embroidery machine or whether it's a straight stitch machine, it's a pretty simple fix, okay? So we get on the phone with you and we walk you through how to fix it, okay? If it comes down to the point where we can't fix something over the phone, we're either gonna come to you or we're gonna bring the machine to us or to HandiQuilter, and we're going to take care of that for you, okay? HandiQuilter has a great warranty. They take care of their customers, okay? The companies don't have, I don't know how companies stay in business very long, which there's quite a few long-arm companies that have gone out of business, but without taking care of their customers. They gotta be able to take care of their customers for them to be able to continue to do good business. So that is another one of the questions that we get a lot of. If something goes wrong, how are you gonna help me? And let me tell you, if you've purchased a machine with us already, go ahead and comment in the chat that you've purchased a machine. Whether it's a long arm machine, an embroidery machine, a domestic machine, you can see how many customers have purchased machines and are, still using those machines today. So what other questions do we have while those are coming in? Irene says I bought. Diane says I bought. I have 2 of them, says Jana. Okay, so there's lots of customers that have purchased machines that are not living in Las Vegas, okay? I want a machine for you, says Denise. Teresa says me. Rita says, do you have something similar to the Grace mini quilting frame? That is in my price range, but still don't know if it's the right one for me. We'll talk about that a little bit later tonight, okay? Denise says, I bought. Linda says, I have. Okay, so there's lots of you out there that have purchased machines with us. So we definitely will take care of you. We want you to make sure that you're able to use your machine and you're enjoying it. So I saw another question come in here. One second. All right, perfect. So, all right, guys. I live in Ohio. How do we get it serviced in the 2-year cleaning that is required? So, Kelly, how many million stitches does your machine need before it needs to be cleaned?
10 million or 2 years.
10 million or 2 years, okay? So we walk you through what it needs to be done there. Now, obviously, if there is something that the thing is, I'll tell you our story of how we got long arms, okay? We tried them all. We went to quilters' houses and we said, hey, can we try your Gamma? Can we try your Anova? Can we try your HandiQuilter? Can we try your, what's the one, the APQS? Can we try your Nolting? We tried all of the machines, okay? And we had people that had machines. We had one lady, for example, that had a Gamma, and we went to her house. She was my mom's quilter before we became my mom's quilter. And we said, hey, we're just trying to see what is the best long arm machine out there for our company. And this lady had been doing quilting for 20 years, and she'd been, I said, well, tell me about your service, tell me about your this, tell me about your that, the wear and tear. We went into the computer of her machine, and she's like, oh, I've been doing quilting for 20 years. And at the time, we had just really been on this search for the best machine, right? And her machine had like 10 million stitches, and it was 20 years old. So she hadn't even gotten to a point where she had used her machine enough to warrant even having it cleaned out on the inside, So we've done our research on what machines last the longest, and that's the reason that we do HandiQuilters, because we want machines that you're not going to have an issue with down the road, okay? Okay, so let's get started. Kelly says, if I can operate a HandiQuilter, Amara, and Pro Stitcher, anyone can. Yeah, that's again, the Pro Stitcher is what the automation is on the machine, and it's just, there's so many resources and so many people that use it that it makes it to where, lots of different YouTubers make videos on the Pro Stitcher. HandiQuilter makes videos on the Pro Stitcher. We make videos on the Pro Stitcher. You just have so many resources to be able to do the things that you want to do on it. So, and it's user friendly, okay? So, all right, well, we're gonna start at the smallest machine and work our way up to the biggest machine, okay? So, go ahead and pick this up here. So that's what we're gonna do. Actually, I can probably hold it. Let me see it. Okay, so we're gonna walk over here, coming around the corner. Again, this is their education center. This is where they come when they do like retailer training and things like that. We've come here for trainings and so you're getting to see the behind the scenes. Okay, let's do this. All right, guys, so we're gonna start out with the smallest of the machines here at HandiQuilter. So you have 3 different options when it comes to this machine, okay? You can see our frame size here, okay? This frame is 5 feet wide. So if it's a space issue that you have, you're going to be able to take care of it with this machine. Now, this is the Moxie. So when did this machine come out?
2019 or 20.
Okay, so yeah, so 2019, 2020. So HandiQuilter, the smallest machine you had at that point was 16, right? So Sweet 16 or Simply 16. But mostly like the Amara 20, the 20-inch machine is kind of what was the name of the game with HandiQuilter. I feel like, at least, the name of the game with HandiQuilter. Then they wanted to get more machines into more people's houses. They want to be able to get a machine that, like, hey, I don't have a $20,000 budget. I have a $5,000 budget. And lo and behold, the Moxie was born, okay? So this right here is the Moxie. The Moxie is a 15-inch machine. Now, when we talk about machines and the size of the machine, we're talking about the throat space. So from the needle to the back of the machine is 15 inches, okay? The 15-inch machine makes it to where you can do it's very light, it's easy to move. You can see you can move with 2 fingers. There's not the resistance on it like there is on a large machine. And this right here is perfect for the at-home quilter. Would I buy this machine to be a production service? We're gonna do long arm quilting services for everybody and all your neighbors in your guild? No, I'm gonna buy this for my homework, okay? Everything I'm doing at the house. Now, it has a small screen on it here. Let me see if I can turn this direction. It's got a small screen on it here, okay? And it is simple to use. Now, you're going to use this machine and you're going to use it up. And then the best thing about HandiQuilter is that you can start with just the machine, and then you can get one that has a Pro Stitcher on it. This one doesn't have Pro Stitcher on it. Do we have a Pro Stitcher?
No.
I'll show you the Pro Stitcher in 1 second. It has a little tablet that goes right here. That is your Pro Stitcher, which is your robotics for your machine, okay? So you can actually upgrade them too. You can buy both together or you can upgrade to them. Now, the Moxie is the most economical of all of the machines, okay? It's the entry level of getting yourself into a long arm. That doesn't mean that you're getting entry level quality or entry level engineering or entry level anything. It's a fantastic machine, but it's small and it gives you the bang for your buck in the price point if you have the small space, okay? This was out 2 years, 3 years. Everybody said, hey, we want it just a little bit bigger. Was it 3 years? How long was it? Probably 2 years. 2 years.
3 years.
3 years? And we said, hey, you know, this machine's fantastic. It's been great. We want one that's a tiny bit bigger. So, next up, the Moxie XL was born. You see the XL on the side? I'm trying to see if you can see it. Now, this machine right here, so that one's 15 inches. And this one right here is 18 inches. Now, obviously, you wouldn't have 2 machines on the same frame. This is a training center, so there's 2 on the same frame, right? But this right here is an 18-inch machine. Now, you can see it comes with a little bit bigger screen. Okay? So a little bit bigger screen. All the screens are touch screen, right? A little bit bigger screen right there. And it gives you more throat space for your quilting, okay? Now, I'm gonna give you the pros and the cons of that, okay? So I guess it's mostly just pros, right? So more space to quilt, more throat space on your machine means that you're rolling up your quilt less times as it's rolling up onto the backer bar, okay? So it gives you more space to be able to quilt, do larger designs, as well as just less time rolling and more time quilting, okay? So this is the 18-inch machine, and it is, I would say this is probably, the Amara is our #1 seller. The XL probably comes in as a close second. How is that as far as like nationally? Would you say that's, do you know? Give me your best guess.
No, that's probably about right.
Probably the 20 and then the
24 and then the XL.
It was 24, yeah, 24 and the XL. Okay, so now guys, let's talk about pricing. Let's talk about financing. Let's talk about all that. I should have started with that. So, like I said, machines start less than $5,000 and go up from there. Okay, so the Moxie less than $5,000. Okay, and then they continue to go up from there. For exact packages, for financing information, for all of that, you're gonna text us. Numbers at the top of the chat, and Ramey, Carter, Tiancum, and Sarah are all on the phones getting you guys pricing, talking to you, making sure your spaces fit and everything else, okay? So if you're interested in a machine, you're gonna text us, okay? Lauren says, do you use pins or zippers or do you have magnets? We're gonna get to all of the accessories in just a minute. So if you're interested in a machine, Ramey dropped the link, or not link, the phone number there that everybody can text, and that will take care of that. We have financing offers for you guys too. So financing, we have 0 down, 0 interest on the financing of the machines today, okay? And I'm gonna save the best part for last. I'm gonna give you guys in suspense here. We have another little promo for you that we're gonna talk about in a minute. So this is the Moxie 15-inch machine. This is the Moxie XL, which is the 18-inch machine, okay? From here, we're gonna go to the Amara, but before we do that, we're gonna show you guys the sit-down version of this machine. So HandiQuilter has just recently, right? You guys had the Capri, but just recently come out with two incredible sit-down machines. So there's this one right here, which we're gonna talk about. This is the larger machine. Then there's also the Moxie ST, which is a sit-down version of the Moxie, okay? So benefits of this, okay? I'm gonna say this as nicely as I can. Age, okay? If you can't stand up very long, you can't be on your feet very long, you can still sit down and do your quilting, okay? Second, disability. If you're in a wheelchair, you're able to slide up towards this here and still do quilting, large scale quilting on a machine like this. You have the throat space here and you're able to, this is the 18-inch instead of the 15-inch, you're able to do your quilting on it. It also has this table here that comes up.
You can add it.
That's added on. So it gives you all that extra space so you can put your quilt over here while you're doing your quilting, okay?
This is additional.
This is additional, yeah. This is a little add-on. But it's only like what? Like, I was gonna say 250 bucks. It's like 250 bucks, okay? So for the add-on here. Now, this right here, people are asking about stitch regulation. Does it have stitch regulation? Kelly?
Yes.
Of course it does, okay? So, I was gonna say, did we thread this machine? So, you can come on in here. So this machine has stitch regulation and it has a foot pedal that you're gonna use just like you would a normal sewing machine, okay? So the only difference in this and a regular machine obviously is your size, but you're able to do your free motion quilting with both hands and you're able to use your foot pedal and be able to do your sewing, okay? Guys, don't judge my quilting, okay? I'm on the spot. You can do a meander. See how it moves with the speed of how I'm moving? Sorry, I'm getting my edge here. So I want to do a little bit faster. You know, I was taught by the best. Okay,
Now
so
I'll show you a trick.
do it.
You can even do it without your foot. Get your hands ready.
Okay,
You just push that.
press that.
And you don't even need the foot pedal.
And you don't even need the foot pedal, okay? Which, especially if you're a new quilter, you're able to get that going. Okay, tap the foot pedal or press the screen to stop, okay? So this right here is a sit-down version. Again, this is in the Moxie as well as the Amara, which we're gonna talk about in a second, okay? So those are the Moxie version of the machine. Now, come on over here, we're gonna talk about the Amara. So the Amara has been our #1 seller since we started becoming a HandiQuilter dealer. So the Amara comes in two different sizes. You can go ahead and put it right there. So the Amara comes in two different sizes, okay? It has a 20-inch throat space, okay? And then the one behind me right here is a 24-inch, which we're gonna go to in just a second, okay? So I'm just gonna show you this. We have fabric over there on the other machine, so I'm gonna show you that over there. We're gonna do the demos on that one, but this is what a Pro Stitcher looks like. This is your computerization. You can get it with or without the computerization, and this is what the 20 looks like. So come on down this way, and I'm gonna show you the 24. And then Kelly's gonna do the real quilting on this one, okay? So this machine, like I said, comes in a 20-inch or a 24-inch. Again, why does that make a difference? When you're doing edge-to-edge quilting like this, come a little bit closer. Right there, okay. When you're doing edge-to-edge quilting, it makes a big difference in the amount of time that you're rolling this up so that you can continue your quilting, okay? Obviously, if you're doing production, you can take some back. If you're doing production, that's important, okay? If one day you say, hey, I want to be able to quilt for my friends, or I want to be able to turn this into a business, the bigger the better, okay? So, Quilting Mama says, go for the 24, more bang for your buck, okay? My recommendation, depending on what you're doing, is to go bigger, okay? Again, depending on what you're doing. There's also a bigger version, which we'll show you at the very end. There's a 26-inch machine. I don't recommend that machine to anyone unless you're doing it for larger scale production. Some people like Kelly, that's what she quilts on, right? She quilts on a 26-inch machine, and that's what she likes. But each person does what fits their space best, okay? And what fits your style best, okay? So this right here is the HandiQuilter Amara 24-inch machine. Now, benefits of this machine. First of all, you have your length of your machine. It comes in a 10 and a 12-foot frame. Now, if you're a larger size quilter, you're doing queens, kings, California kings, larger quilts, this is great. That doesn't mean that you can't do a small quilt like this one right here. It's okay. This one right here, like this is only 5.5 feet wide, okay? So you can do, 60, whatever that is, 66 inches wide. So you can do any size of a quilt on this. Now, all of the machines have fantastic LED lighting underneath them. They have these grip bars here that have controls on them that you can control the start, the stop, the needle up, the needle down, among other features here as you're working with the machine. And they also have Pro Stitcher, okay? So Pro Stitcher, again, is the robotics of the machine to be able to do the automation of the quilting, okay? Somebody asked, are they able to do large quilts on the Moxie? So the Moxie, you have multiple options. You can do it in a 5-foot frame, which is what I showed you. Now that one, you can do, that system, the 5-foot frame system, is a clamp system where you put your quilt on there, you clamp it on, and then once you do that, you move it and you reclamp. They also come in an 8-foot and a 10-foot frame. 10-foot, right? 8-foot and 10-foot, 5-foot, 8-foot, 10-foot frames that are just like these frames here that you can put your quilts on and they roll up on. So yes, the Moxie can do up to, a 10-foot quilt. Obviously not quite that big, you need a little space to put your leaders on. 108, yeah. So a 10-foot frame, okay? So yes, to answer your question, yes, you can do larger quilts on that, okay? So this machine right here, Kelly, do you want to show your demos on it? That probably, that's the, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Let's let Kelly show you the demonstration of the machine, and then we'll keep answering questions from there, okay? So, everyone, this is Kelly. If you guys didn't know, we love Kelly. Kelly's like one of our favorite people ever. So, we've been on fishing trips with Kelly. We've hung out. Kelly's awesome. Yeah. So, she's going to show you the machine here, as well as show you some of the demos with the rulers that we're going to be showing just after this. So, come on up close here, and you can kind of give them just the walkthrough.
Okay, like how the machine functions, or you just want to watch
whatever. Do a little bit of everything.
It's really user-friendly. It's a touch screen. You can just move through the Amara screen. It's in regulation. It's got a couple of regulation modes. You choose your stitch length, and it's just ready to go. On your handlebar, I'm just going to push the start button. The frame's a little not level, so, and you just quilt.
Put this hand down.
Oh.
There you go. Kelly's also a one-handed quilter.
Yeah, no, I'm not. So you're gonna see a bit of a mess because I'm not a one-handed quilter. Yeah, I can't quilt one-handed.
Go ahead. Let me just change the camera angle. 1 second.
It's okay. It's all right. You get the idea. What I want you to see is how easy it is.
There we go.
How smooth it moves.
Right. Use it.
Oh, well, my hands will be right in the way.
No, there won't be. It won't be.
Oh, you can quilt small, you can quilt big. Really, the goal is to finish your quilts, right? So just the meandering that Brody was doing earlier, let's see if we can get a better feather now with 2 hands. So let's just not judge the quilting, but just see what a nice stitch it makes. And it just goes wherever you want it to go. It's super easy to move. What I really wanted to show you is also the rulers, how you use the rulers, okay? I want to show you the ruler base. Let's move it over here. If you want to use rulers, the machine comes like this. It's just not a big enough area to be able to use the ruler safely. So all we have to do is set this ruler base on.
Safely as in it falls off, not like you get hurt.
Well, you might not hold the ruler very well. You might hit the ruler. So now I have that big flat space that I can use a ruler easier.
Do you hold the ruler with your left hand or right hand?
I use it with my left hand.
Okay,
so.
perfect. That'd be great.
Okay, so I'm just gonna hold the ruler right here, and I just have to have a connection. Oh, sorry.
It's her husband.
Yeah, he should know
I'm
better.
busy.
He should know better. So I have to make sure that this foot is pushing up against the ruler. I have to make sure the ruler's pushing against the foot. Okay, so it's both
And
directions.
again, you have the base underneath.
You got the base underneath there. So I just move the ruler where I want it to go. You see what nice, I can't say straight lines because I did curved lines, but the nice
Curved straight
that's how you
lines?
get precision. You know, physics are in play. You got lots of wheels moving, so it's sometimes hard to do really straight lines, but ruler work gives you the opportunity to do precision where you need it, so.
It's awesome, guys. Just do a little more free motion so you can just see kind of how the machine runs.
Okay. I'm a little out of practice. Yeah, that's just not pretty. Sorry. Can be small.
The smaller is harder for me.
So we're looking at bright yellow thread on black fabric, so just don't judge.
Okay, so you guys can see, I'm actually gonna shut this off for a second so you can see the color.
Oh, the
So,
light's
yeah, the
better.
light. Let me see.
It's a little delayed.
Yeah.
There you go. You can see a
You
little
can
better.
see just the quality, okay? So, so guys, this right here is the Amara 24, okay? Ease of use is definitely there. Again, you have I'll set this down here. So you have this. Kelly's like, it's not winning Paducah, it's not winning Quilt Market, it's not the best. Kelly's a fantastic quilter. You guys should see some of the quilts she's done for us. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so she's like, looks good to me. Okay, Amara 24. So we've shown you the Moxie 15. We've shown you the Moxie XL, which is the 18-inch. We've shown you the sit-down version, and now we've shown you just a sneak peek of the 20, which is the same thing as this. As far as our functionality and everything else, the 20 is exactly the same as the 24. 24 is just 4 inches bigger, okay? So she's making it look easy and less intimidating. It really is. I'll tell you what, Kelly taught me everything I know about quilting, which I don't know if that says something bad about Kelly or about me, right? I'm a terrible quilter as far as the free motion goes. But I'll tell you what it is that she taught me that got me kind of just the basis of learning different patterns and things like that. Is I just went to the craft store and I bought a 14-inch notepad and just started doing meandering with a pen on the notepad, okay? And getting it to where I know what I was looking for. I was starting in the corner of the pad and I'm working my way down. And you can see by flipping through the page, I just did that every single day. Just once a day, I filled out one sheet of this paper at Kelly's recommendation. She's like, hey, just practice on paper until you get it really well, and then to transfer it to the machine. And you can flip through the book and you can literally see over and over and over again, like it gets better and better and better. And in like a 10-day period, it looks like two totally separate people did that. One that was like kind of a quilter and one that had no idea what they was doing in 10 days. So as far as your practicing on your machine goes, like I always recommend get the machine and get one of our hole bolts of Riley Blake and put it on and just practice. Get a bright color thread and just start practicing. Make yourself a little box and then fill in the box. Do it over and over and over again. Start with a meander, then go from there and do a whatever. Do a feather, do a pebble, whatever it is. And one time doing it over and over again, that muscle memory kicks in and teaches you how to do it. Kelly's gonna show you a stencil here in a second too, which are really helpful when you're doing your quilting, and you'll be able to see kind of how that goes. So are you ready to do stencil?
Yeah.
Let me just move this here. Okay, so
I think one of the most intimidating things about quilting is figuring out what you're going to put on the quilt. And that's part of my problem. I haven't been practicing, but I also kind of hadn't thought about what to quilt. So But there's a lot of tools that will help you to get designs to the quilt. And this is just a quick sample of a stencil that I'm going to show you, okay? So we're just gonna put the stencil down right here. And this is called a pounce pad. It's in one of our bundles. We'll talk about it in a minute. But you pounce it like this, and then you take it to your quilt and you swipe it. Don't pounce it here or you'll be coughing and choking from all the
chalk
that's in the air. Oh, and this is, I didn't choose the best stencil, but you can you
guys get the
see
idea.
it on there?
Yep.
And then what you do with the stencils, I got to kind of figure out the path. So I'm going to follow it with my finger a little bit and try to figure out how this stencil, that doesn't make sense. You got to figure out the path of the stencil. I don't know the path of this stencil. Oh, there you go. There you go.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Then we're just going to follow that path. Do you want to watch it quilt or do you,
Yeah.
okay, no judging.
Hold on one
here.
second. One second. Let me come around here. Go ahead.
So I'm just going to go around and I'm looking ahead. Don't look right at your line because, oh, I forgot the pattern already. Here we go. And this I messed up, so we're gonna go back over it. Okay, and when I'm done, that chalk comes off and you don't know if I followed that line exactly or not. So it's fine.
At the
Then-
point it's quilted, doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But then there's pantographs, there's just lots of ways to take away the fear of coming to the machine and quilting. So that's all I wanted to tell you
Yeah,
about.
perfect. Okay, so guys, pull us back here. Super cool, right? Like once you get a machine, I hear people say like, I guess I need to come, hold on a second. I hear people say like, that they're really intimidated by the machine. They get a machine and they're intimidated by it, or they don't want to get a machine because they're feeling intimidated by it. And the fact of the matter is that anybody that gets a brand new machine like this is gonna feel like the first day, like, oh man, like I don't want to break it. I don't want to do something wrong, or I don't want to not be able to figure it out. And we've created a playlist with Kelly of 5 videos that explains start to finish of like, this is how you use your machine. From like the very start of like, okay, this is how you load a quilt top, to this is how you use your Pro Stitcher. This is how you do some fun tips and tricks with your quilting. This is how you troubleshoot if you're having an issue. And it makes it, I've had people come up to me since we made those videos. That's probably been what, 2 years ago, maybe 3. I have people come up to me all the time in our store that are driving from out of town and say, I have a HandiQuilter and your videos made me want to use my machine, because before I was scared to use it, and then I learned how to do it, and boom, I was off to the races, you know. And we take out all of the fluff. It's like, okay, guys, here we are. Click this button on your machine. Boom. Okay, now you're gonna go here. Boom. You're gonna go here. Boom, and you're gonna start quilting. So as far as the intimidation factor of it, get it and do it and practice and love it. It's one of those things that with the practicing, you know, when you made your first half square triangle, it wasn't perfect, and then you continued from there. And hey, every once in a while, you probably do one that's not quite perfect too. So Sophie's learning how to sew right now, and she's been making half square triangles, and it's cute to watch her. Of just like, she came to me the other day, she's like, how's this line look? And one of the lines was like, you could see the bow in it. You know, there's the center line that she had marked. There was a bow. She's like, I know, it's not straight. And I was like, it's okay. Like, it's close enough that you'll be okay. And so, you know, just take that minute to give yourself the pat on the back and say, hey, you know what, I'm going to do this. And every once in a while, you're going to get a quilt that doesn't, or a little section you might have to, you know, unpick, but so does everybody else. So it's also a great thing to practice. You know, we have our Alaska quilt drive every year, and I always feel bad saying this. I don't want it to sound like, hey, like this person's homeless, so they don't need a great quilt. But the fact of the matter is that when we do these charity projects, there's a lot of people that don't have long arms, and you could practice on people's quilt tops. You could practice on your own quilt tops and just say like, hey, I'm gonna practice. And you know what? If some of the stitches don't quite come out right, like this one, no, I'm just kidding. If some of the stitches don't quite come out right, you know what? It's still gonna keep somebody warm, and you practice and you keep going on, okay? So let's I'm gonna show you the Amara ST, which is the sit-down version of this one. Then we're gonna show you the bundles, and then we'll go through all of the machines again, okay? And then we'll be answering questions, all right? So Can you tell us how the processor light works? I'll get to that. Save that question, Rebecca. Just copy that real fast, and I'll answer that in just a few minutes, okay? So we're coming over here. This is my favorite of the sit-down versions because it's also a stand-up, which is cool. So here we go. Let's start. Go ahead and turn it, put it down, Raul, so you can see this right here. So let's start like this, okay? Check this out. So first of all, this machine has an electronic lift on it. So whether you're a tall quilter, whether you're a short quilter, you can sew and quilt comfortably, okay? Now, this right here, same functions as over here as the Moxie ST, but with a few more features and more space right here in your quilting. Let's see.
An UMA issue? Is that
Oh, yeah, they're saying they're having an issue with the texting, so give them a second if you're not texting you back fast, okay? Okay, so here we go. And guys, let's just do this. Just to make things so we don't miss anybody, ask them if they, we'll give it a second. We'll give it a second, okay? It's okay. So more features on this than the Moxie. You have a bigger screen here too, and just kind of a handful more features, along with obviously your additional space. So this right here is 20 inches of space on this machine. But let's say you're quilting along and you've been quilting for 9 hours straight and your back gets tired, okay? So what you can do is you can stand up. Now, if you've seen our tutorials, you've seen our videos, you've seen everything we've done, we almost always sew standing up, which is nice because, I don't know, it just saves your back. But, so this will go up way higher than anybody I know that would quilt this high, right? Like, look how tall this is.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
What's that?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar height.
Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly. If you need your like micro quilting, you can really get in here and get it going. But no, it goes up and down. It has a huge range. Here's what I'm trying to show you, but getting off track here. But it gives it to where you can do, you know, your perfect stitching. You're supposed to have like a 90-degree here on your arm. Is like you're supposed to be like your thing. I like to have it a tiny bit higher. Like I would do it like this because I can rest my arms comfortably on it, and I like to be just a little bit closer. Okay. So you can quilt just like this. And is this all, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's ready.
All right, so, I'm gonna embarrass myself again. Here we go.
Better than me.
Yeah, right. All right, let's see. The biggest thing I forget when I'm quilting is stop, move your hands, then keep going. Because if not, you'll end up getting to a stop, like, oh no, then you kind of stop and kind of run into yourself like that, okay? So stop, move your hands, and then keep going. Stop, move your hands, keep going. Okay, so look, let's say this quilt was a really large quilt. I'm gonna have it rolled up over here, and you can see this is just a meander that I can do on any size quilt. Okay, so this machine here, you can do it standing up, you can do it sitting down. It doesn't make a difference, but it gives you the options to be able to raise it up and down, okay? So, any other comments on this one that you want to give? Yeah, please
So both of these ST machines, the stationary machines, some people are hesitant because they're not really sure if they want to move the fabric or if they want to move the machine. Both of them are really easy if at some point you have more space or if at some point you want to do the movable, you have to add a frame, but it's really simple to just update them, to put handlebars on and be able to
And
have
this
a
machine
station.
comes off and goes onto a frame.
Yep.
One question we get a lot on these too is, can you automate one of these machines? You can't automate a sit-down machine because there's nowhere for the machine to move, right? You're moving the fabric underneath it like this, and not the other way around of the machine moving its head. So you can't automate this machine. Obviously, if you take the machine and take it off and you put it onto a frame, that's another story, okay? But just like Handy, I almost how'd you say Handy?
Call me
Just like Handy over here, just like Kelly was saying, you can remove, the head comes off and you can put it into a frame if you decide, hey, you know what? I want to be able to use it on a frame instead of a sit down or a stand up like this one, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and show you, check this out. You guys are seeing this. Click a button. It also has you can see on the side, you can stand these up here too, which is one of the best features on it. And this actually has it on both sides you're able to do as well. So we're gonna go ahead and show you the bundles that we have over here for like the accessories. And then from there, we're gonna answer questions and start back at the Moxies and run through the whole thing again, okay? So let's come on over here, I'll show you. All right, so whether you've purchased a machine in the past from us or from somebody else, or if you're purchasing one tonight, we have a bunch of different bundles for you that are gonna be able to give you the, oh, I forgot I can do it like this, hold on. Let's do it this way, hang tight. Right here. Okay, so here we go. So here's your options as far as your bundles, okay? So this right here is bundle number one. So bundle number one gives you like the essentials of what you need in your quilting, okay? You have 30 bobbins, okay, which is great because you can add them, put them with your threads, get the little bobbin buddies, and you can put it with your different color threads. So 30 threads here, an extra bobbin case, okay, which is always nice to have. And especially like, it's especially nice if you're having an issue with the machine. You're like, oh my gosh, what is going on? I checked the thread, I checked the whatever. Put in a new bobbin case. Every once in a while, it's the bobbin case, okay, that you don't have the tension right on, okay? This is the glide foot. Now the glide foot is
should be 3.
It's a cupping foot that makes it to where it doesn't catch on your fabrics as it's going along. There's other brands that have like I guess you guys do too, but it has like an open foot on it that sometimes like catches on the fabric that's going by. Obviously it has different purposes for what you're using it for, but this right here is perfect to do your free motion quilting on, or even just your, or do your edge to edge, or even just your free motion, because it's not gonna catch on anything. It's got an open cup on it that it then stitches through, okay? Okay, channel locks, okay? This right here is perfect if you're doing straight lines, okay? It makes it to where it locks your machine in where it can only move vertical or horizontal. Thank you. I lost my words there for a second. Vertical or horizontal is where you have perfectly straight lines. It's a little channel lock here. And this right here is for your needle, okay? A larger handled, it's not a screwdriver, it's a hex key, I guess is what it's called. Hex key that you can use for your machine, okay? So this is bundle one. This is like your starter bundle. I recommend this for anybody that gets a machine tonight. Like, get this, it gives you just the extra things you need. Now, moving over here. This right here is your getting ready to do ruler work bundle, okay? So this right here has the Surefoot, okay? The Surefoot is the foot that she was using on the machine when she was using the ruler. It has a little bit of a taller collar on it to where your ruler butts up against it, and you're able to then do your ruler work by sliding it against the Surefoot here, okay? So this is essential and needed for any kind of ruler works that you do, okay? Then you have the ruler base, which you obviously also need, which is the piece that she clipped on that you can then set your rulers on top of, and your foot is then, sitting on top of the base as well. Then from there, Kelly, tell us why these 3 for your starter ruler pack. Kelly picked these out for the starter ruler pack. Why?
Everybody should have a good straight.
Okay.
This one has little bumpers on it, little tabs that help you really stitch in the ditch well. You just tuck those in. And this is a small, fits in your hand really nicely. You can actually, and it's got a groove, you have curves, or it's got a little groove that helps you hold it against the needle if you're trying to do something really precise. So they're just really good basic rulers to start.
They're like the good starter pack of like, hey, you need a straight one, you need to go through your stitch in the ditch, and then you're practicing your curves, okay? Yeah. From here, okay, you're gonna get this if you're like, hey, I wanna do ruler works. Even if you don't wanna do it today, you don't wanna do ruler works today, get this for the future. It's a great package, okay? Now, next one. this right here is like your bells and whistles, little like extra
Additions to your frame.
yeah, additions to what you're doing already, okay? This is a horizontal spool pin, okay? Which makes it, do you have a, there you go, perfect. Horizontal spool pin is if you're gonna be using.
That's cross wound, so straight wound.
So let's say you're using a straight wound like a metallic like this. Your spool sits on the side instead of sitting on the top like a traditional long arm, and it helps it where it unwinds properly into your machine. Everybody knows like with metallic threads, there's always like bunching
This metallic
issues.
is cross wound, so it's okay.
Yeah,
But this
but
is
this one
straight
is not.
wound.
Okay, so gives you the option where you can use other threads that aren't just cones of thread if you're doing something particular, or you have like a thread come that you really like, let's say they don't make the larger cones, whatever the situation may be. So that's a little add-on. This right here is Handy Wheel Kit. So this adds an additional wheel when you're turning, when you're rolling your quilt underneath the bars. It's an additional wheel that you can hang on to and roll, okay? And then tell everybody what the importance of these are, okay? The leaders, the extra large leaders.
Well, I actually like to buy a second set of leaders and cut them like at 7 and 4 feet or something, so that if I'm working with a baby quilt, I just have 4 foot of leaders to
Smaller
deal
leader.
with instead of the great big long leaders. Also, you
So-
want to keep them really clean, and if you're just,
Yep.
if you're doing a lot of baby quilts and you're constantly loading in the center, there's a potential of like stretching your leaders there, so.
Sure. So this gives you the options of being able to like pre-cut one, just having that extra set of leaders,
I
okay?
can't hear you very good.
They can't hear me very good?
Yeah.
I'll talk a little bit louder. It's just because I'm on the other side of the camera now. I changed the camera a little bit. Okay, next. So this one right here,
Oh,
guys.
this also comes with
Oh,
casters?
yeah, it also comes with casters for the bottom of your machine. And let me see this real fast. There we go. It also comes with casters for your machine, so your machine is able to be mobile. You can move it around, which is great, okay? Now, next. I'm trying to talk loud, guys, to see what's going on here. Okay, next up, this right here. Now, we're gonna start off with these. These right here this is more like your sit-down
Yeah.
kit.
It's a
Okay, so if
sit-down
you're getting
bundle.
any of the sit-down machines, this is what you're gonna use. These right here are little like palm paddles that you can push down on you put them down on your fabric and it grips your fabric and you can move them around instead of using your hands. Same idea right here with the machiners. I know lots of you have this for your free motion quilting already, and it's the same thing. It gives you that little extra grip to be able to hold on to your fabrics as you're moving them underneath the machine, or your quilts as you're moving them underneath the machine, okay? Everybody has their own thing. I don't like the machiners, so I'm always hot. And these make me like extra hot when I'm like, really focused on what I'm doing. So I like these better, but everybody needs to try all of them to be able to get, what works best for you, okay? Again, horizontal spool pin, same idea as with that machine over there. You need that too, okay? Let's get these for a second. Straight ruler, okay? Simple straight ruler here. Has all your measurements on it so you can separate your lines and you can do all of your straight work quilting with your sit-down machine, okay? Now, last but not least, okay? Hold it close so you can see it, okay? This right here is a,
It's on that ruler.
what's the word I'm thinking of?
Grip
A grip tape. It's a grip tape for your rulers, which obviously it's a non-slip for your rulers, okay? But you can put it on your curved rulers I'm about to show you here in just 1 second, and gives you that little extra grip on it, okay? Next, coming over here. Okay, now, Kelly has put us together a ultimate curves ruler pack for you guys so you can practice all of your curves. So this is the one that she used just a second ago, okay? So I'm gonna show you the backs of these so you can see, what you can do with them, but it's giving you options. It's a bunch of different rulers, so here's this ruler here. Multiple circle ruler, precision circles. Oh, I think I showed them the wrong one, it's the one you did. This is the one that she used. Okay, 2 different rulers there. I'll just turn this one here. This has got multiple rulers in it. Okay. Solid half circle ruler set. I think you can see that too. So you can see that. Okay. And then lastly here, crescent set, which this right here does like your orange peels and your things like that. So just I call them fancy rulers. A fancy ruler set for improving your quilting, whether you're starting out with whether you already have a machine, you're getting a machine, you have a machine, but you're gonna get a ruler base, whatever, okay? This is great, okay? Now, this right here is like you're that person that wants just like everything. right? This is all the extra random stuff. So come on over here. Now, next, pounce pad, which is what she showed you. Got the chalk inside of it, okay? Pounce pad here. You pull this out and refill it with chalk too, just so you know. An iron off pencil set. So this right here is, so same idea as using a template in the pounce pad. You can do that, and then you can also fill in gaps with this. You can quilt between stencils. You can just kind of pre-plan your quilt. That was the biggest thing that I learned when I started learning more and more about quilting, was that quilters planned their quilts. I never realized that like before. And you know, I walked into a quilter's house one day and the whole quilt was just covered in chalk. I mean, just everywhere. And I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, planning my quilt. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that. And you know, that quilt actually went on to win a ribbon. So check this out. Best notion ever. This goes on your hand grip and it's a fan, okay? I'm always hot. This is perfect. Now, these are actually two products that Kelly showed me that I hadn't ever seen before. So can you bring over that sample? And I'll show you. So this right here is basically a clear template, I guess for the lack of better words. Go ahead and bring it back. So you have a table runner that you're gonna quilt, and you use this plastic to plan out the quilting on your machine. And you can take it a step further and use this other one. I would just quilt right through this.
You
I
can
know you're
quilt
not
through the
supposed
golden
to.
thread paper.
I know you're not supposed to, but I would. No, but if you're gonna do it right, you have golden paper here. And this right here, you do the same thing, you open it up, okay? And you sketch on it. And then this right here, you can quilt through and it turns it into a stencil. So let's say you quilt a big block that you wanna do, you're gonna do multiple times in your quilt. You're gonna quilt it, and then you pull your stencil off. Then you use this as a stencil and you set it down on the next block you want. You run your pounce pad over it because it has the perforations from quilting. And then you have your
To
own
make your stencil, you have to stitch through it without thread.
Yes, yes.
Because once you pull it off, it's toast.
Stitch through it without thread, so you're not like,
Yeah.
I should have said that, thank you. I'm glad you clarified that, because then somebody's gonna be like, it didn't work without thread. You can even do it on your domestic machine.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
do it on your domestic machine without thread, and then,
Yeah.
okay? So, those are the bundles, okay? So, these are all the different bundles. Now we're gonna answer some questions, okay? I'm gonna get back on the other side of the camera and go over to the machines, we'll answer questions, and then we're gonna run through the machines one more time, okay? Again, let me go to the other side. So I stand up my old legs. Everybody's like, your old legs. Okay, hang on one second here. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, friends, so we're gonna come back over here. Let me get my tripod repositioned. Right there. All right, so let's answer any questions. Can I see your phone, please? Here's, okay. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna answer questions now here on the chat. What questions do we have that I can answer, and then we're gonna go through everything again, okay? And sorry guys, if I missed your questions going through, there's only so much I can do at one time, and I don't always see everything on the chat. So I have the phone now here. You guys let me know what questions you have, and we'll get them answered, okay? And you have the expert here. Kelly is really the expert, so she can answer anything, right?
Yeah.
Global warming, I mean, any questions you got, throw them at Kelly. Okay, do you have the secret drawer? Is there one of these that has a secret drawer on it?
Yeah, but it's under here, so it's not an easy.
Okay, this right here, turn the camera down. This right here is the secret drawer.
There's the back here too.
They go underneath for extra storage under your machine. They're not really accessible during use of the machine. Like obviously you have your quilt right here.
They
But-
are if you put them at the back.
But they are if you put them at the back and you pull it from the back, okay?
This is the back.
So, yes, there are secret drawers if you want them, okay? Next, can you get the Amara on an 8-foot frame? Yes.
Yeah.
What's the name of that frame called? I can't remember.
It's just still a studio. It just you just put two sections.
That's right.
together
It's a
and put it-
studio frame, but yeah, it's the exact same thing. It's the same thing as over there. It's an 8-foot frame. Yes. What is a pentagram? So pentagrams are basically, what's the best way to explain a pentagram? You have basically like a pattern that goes along the back of the machine, that runs along the back side of the machine. And there's a little like laser light that shines down onto the pattern. And you follow that light on, on the back of the machine, so there's handlebars on the back of the machine. You follow that light, and you're stitching following that pattern. It's basically the same idea as a stencil, except you do it from the back of the machine, and the pattern is reusable over and over again. So instead of chalking, use a pantograph. I feel like pantograms have great worth in the industry. I do also feel like, though, that pantograms, like, if you just spend 1 second longer and go to the other side of the machine and practice on the front, you don't have as much need for the pantograph. Pantograms are also nice, though, because if you don't have automation, you can have something that's really close to perfect by still doing it free motion. But my recommendation, it's like, I'll give you an example. You've seen videos of us riding around on those one wheels, like that single wheel, like skateboard. You can learn how to use those to where when you start riding backwards, it shuts off. So that's how you shut it off. Or you can learn how to lift up your foot and it shuts off. When you do that, I said to myself, you know what? It's way more comfortable to just kind of go backwards and it stop because, you know, it's easier in the beginning. But I said to myself, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to learn how to ride both directions. And it saved me a million different times from stopping and having to go around another direction because I learned it the first time. Yes, was the first week a little more uncomfortable, but after that, it made the world of difference. So, okay, next question. Can we add handlebars to the sit-down or smaller machines? Just joining. So the sit-down, there's no handlebars because the machine itself doesn't move. You're moving the base. You're moving the quilt underneath it, okay? Next, bundle prices. Bundle prices, again, all of our bundle prices are less than you can get them anywhere else. I can guarantee that. Text them if you're interested in one of the bundles. Say, hey, I'm interested in the first bundle, and I'll run through the bundles again and give you bundle 1, bundle 2, bundle 3, so you can see them one more time a little bit towards the end. So you can text them and say, hey, I'm interested in bundle 3, okay? All right. Pro Stitcher Lite on a Moxie XL. Yes, so you can do a Pro Stitcher on either one of these machines, okay? It's a Pro Stitcher Lite, so it doesn't have every last feature of the Pro Stitcher Premium. It has a few less features, but it works on these smaller machines. So it is an option. It's a fantastic option. We have one in our shop. You can, if you're local, you can come in and use it, but you can see the features of it. It's fantastic, okay?
It's a simplified version.
It's a simplified version, yeah. Just like this machine. Like this is a little bit simplified version of the Amara. And it's the same thing with the Pro Stitcher Lite. You can do that here too, okay? Does the Moxie XL have a servo motor? Does that make it quieter? Can you hear the Moxie XL stitch? So all long arms, here.
It is quieter than the Moxie.
Oh, I don't, this one's not. It's the same. It's the same as any of them. Like a long arm is not ultra quiet, but they're not extremely loud either. Like it's gonna be the same as that, right?
Yeah.
As far as sound, do you guys want to see what it sounds like?
You can run it without the thread.
I guess I can run it without the thread too. I guess I don't need to put it under either. Let me pull this thread out so it doesn't run through here. Okay, obviously there's no thread in it, so. Okay. What's the throat size when a quilt is rolled on the machine? So that's the importance of getting the largest throat that you can, because like the more and more you're gonna roll a quilt up on the back here, it's making it obviously larger around the machine head, okay? So like right here. So the more space you have, obviously if this has 3 inches of quilt, you're losing 3 inches in your throat space, or you know, however big it's getting. If you're doing a humongous quilt, like you're going to feel it. Obviously, they don't make a machine though. It's like, oh yeah, like you rolled it twice, you're host. Like you can't use the machine anymore. It does its job. It gets things done. Would I get this if I'm planning on making king size quilts every single time? No, I would get one that has a larger throat space, okay? Next question. Will the HandiQuilter work on the loft frames? Yes. Can the drawer be used on any frame? Yeah, right?
Not the loft.
The drawers?
The drawer can't go on the loft. It can go on the little
It can go on the little, oh yeah, the little foot, the studio, or the gallery frame. So pretty much every frame. Largest throat space, Moxie, how many feet is it? You get to decide. You can do a 5 foot, an 8 foot, or a 10 foot frame on either one of these machines. 5 foot, 8 foot, 10 foot frame on either one of these machines here, okay? Let's see, does the Amara have a light on the needle? So, do you mean like a laser light, or do you mean like just light? And it has both, but yes. It's like one of those questions you lead into, so you can answer them both, right? Yeah, it has both. So are we the cheapest and the best quality? What are you asking? Yes, both. Okay, so here we go. Let me see other questions. Is lighting included in the bundles? So all the machines have super bright LED lighting, but we also have light bars, which I'll show you. They're not included, but we have a great price on them, and it's really worth it in your quilting space. Anytime you can get more light in your quilting space, I say do it, okay? Can the Pro Stitcher go on a simple 16? Simply 16.
Yeah, it depends on which frame they have it on.
It depends on which frame, but it's the Pro Stitcher Lite, not the Premium. Right? You can't put a Premium on.
Yes, you can if it's on the studio frame. It's
Oh, okay.
the tricky one. So.
The Simply, that's why I'm looking at Kelly here. The Simply had a million different versions of it. So yes, it can. We didn't need to know all the information about it, but we can get you for the right one. Yes. Can you restart the Pro Stitcher Lite in the Littlefoot frame for a larger quilt? Can you restart the Pro Stitcher Lite in the Littlefoot? So you can't do a Pro Stitcher on the Littlefoot frame.
Edge to edge would be a challenge.
Well, yeah, you can't do it on this frame, right?
Well, you can, but it would be really hard. Block by block would be the simplest.
I wouldn't do that on this frame. I mean, a 5-foot frame with a Pro Stitcher, you can do it, but if you have the space for the extra 3 feet, go with an 8-foot frame, and then that works much better.
Or on a small, you add the little bars, you could do it on a 48-inch quilt.
Yeah, okay. What's the biggest width of a quilt that you can do on an 8-foot table? 8 inches less than 8 feet.
12, I say 7 feet, so.
Yeah, 12, yeah.
84?
84 inches. That's the widest quilt you could do, okay? Quilting frame only. The ones you use your own domestic machine on, do you have any? Nope, that's not something we do with, that's not something HandiQuilter does. The point is to be able to have, a longer width in your machine too. So, hammock on the Littlefoot. Can you put a hammock on the Littlefoot? No. The Littlefoot's only 5 feet, so there isn't a hammock for that one. Okay. Wendy says light bars are really worth it. Another person says, Arlene says light bars are really wonderful. So the Pro Stitcher Lite is not going on a Littlefoot frame. It's not that. Yes, it'll work. The thing is, though, is that your Pro Stitcher would run, this much space. It'd run 4 feet, right? I mean, so it's going to quilt from here to here and stop. And then you're going to unclamp, you're going to roll it up, you're going to keep going, you're going to do it again, you're going to do it again. It's not the ideal application. Yes, it'll work. And I have people that have purchased Moxies with a 15 and a 5-foot frame and a Pro Stitcher Lite. But if you do have the extra space, it's worth it. Okay, it really is. So yes, it will work on either one, whether it's the Moxie or the Moxie XL. It just depends on kind of what you're doing and what your goal is. Okay. Can you get the beefier studio frame with the Moxie XL? A beefier studio frame with the Moxie XL. No, it comes with the
8-foot or 5-foot?
5-foot, 8-foot, or 10-foot in this right here. Okay. All right. Now, what is the sit-down one called? The Amara ST or the Moxie ST? Okay. ST is for stationary, I think. Is that what the ST stands for? What are the different sizes for the frames? You have 5-foot, 8-foot, 10-foot, and 12-foot in pretty much everything, okay? What is the difference between the Pro Stitcher and the Pro Stitcher Lite? Features. The difference is like anything else, there's the good, better, best, okay? The Pro Stitcher Premium has every bell and whistle on it. The Pro Stitcher Lite has about half the bells and whistles on it. You have less designs, a little bit less capability as far as functionality of this Pro Stitcher, just a little, but mostly it's your preloaded designs that are already in your machine. Okay. How close to the wall can you have it? So I'll tell you a funny story. Natalia Bonner, who in my book is one of the greatest free motion quilters that's ever lived, is when she started out, she had a 10 by 10 bedroom. She bought a 12-foot machine. Okay, so you're thinking, how do you get that? How do you get a 10 by 10 bedroom with a 12-foot machine? She opened the closet doors and she stuck the machine into the closet and put the machine in the middle of the room. She'd have to get down and climb underneath it and come out the other side to do anything on the back of the machine. That's what she started with, okay? Then eventually built her quilting studio. but she wanted to make the space work, and that's what she did. So how close it can be to the wall depends on how much space you need between yourself and the wall, okay? So obviously there's a limit. Like this right here is about as close as you could put it, and this is like 8 inches away from the wall. You can leave it there. But I wouldn't be able to go behind here and work on the back of bar here, okay? I would need at least another foot, but even that would be a small space. Our machines at the shop, we have 3 feet between the wall and the back of the machine. Actually, they're probably more like 2.5 feet. Each person, at your house, how much space do you have in the back?
Ideally, you'd have 7 feet width, like.
Front to back. Mm-hmm. So front to back so measure 7 feet from the wall, and that's where you'd put your machine, okay? So it depends though. Like we've never had our machines at that length.
Yeah, you can get behind that. Some people.
Yeah, it depends. It also depends on your size. It depends on if you need a little extra space, okay? Some people go underneath them. Somebody is a little more agile. I'd never do that. I would never get on the ground and crawl underneath the machine. But some people do. Do you crawl underneath your machine?
No, never.
You go around. You have room. You have room. Okay. She has a friend that does. Okay. It just depends. So our quilter has 2 feet, maybe 2.5, and average size lady, and she goes back behind them, around them, whatever. If there's a will, there's a way, right? Natalia Bonner put it in a 10-foot bedroom. She went underneath hers, like whatever it is that works, okay? Teresa says, I have 2 feet behind mine, just enough to plug in and out. There you go. Let's see. Okay, now, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. I have about 1 foot on one side of the frame, the other is up to the wall. I have 2 feet behind mine, and I rarely go behind mine. Okay, it's all depends on what you do, okay? All right. I have to squeeze by mine to get back there. Each person's different and depends on how much space you have and what you want to be able to do. If you have your big quilting mansion studio, leave it in the middle of the room. Like do whatever you want. But if you have smaller space, you're more concerned about the space, you can also get the casters. Just roll it back when you're not using it, roll it out, okay? All right, so do you unplug your machine every time you're done? Are you supposed to or do you? Yes, you're supposed to, okay? You're supposed to unplug your machine every single time. There's workarounds behind that, but that's the ideal. If you were to quilt every single day and you left it on 2 or 3 days at a time, it wouldn't make it, my opinion is it wouldn't make a difference. HandiQuilter says to unplug it every single day, okay? There's also like kill switches that you can control from your phone. You plug into the wall, you just click a button and it kills it, okay? So it's up to you. All right, guys, now we're going to run through these machines again, run through the bundles again, and then we'll be answering questions one more time. We'll be out here for the night. Again, if you are interested in a machine, we're offering financing. Oh, I didn't tell you about the best part. Here's the best part. So, promotion for you guys just for being here today, okay? We have a promotion that if you buy a machine with us today, a Moxie or a Pro Stitcher Lite, you're getting a $250 Soya gift card, okay? If you buy a Moxie and a Pro Stitcher Lite, you're getting a $250 gift card for both of them. If you get an Amara, you're getting a $500 gift card. If you get an Amara and a Pro Stitcher Premium, you're getting a $1,000 gift card to Soya to go towards whatever you want to do it to. If you want to put it towards the machine, put it towards the machine. You want to put it towards the Destash, the Newstash, online shopping, in-store, whatever you want, you're getting a gift card for each of the machines or Pro Stitchers that you get, okay? So the Moxies, whether it's sit down, stand up, whatever, Pro Stitcher Lite, you're getting a $250 gift card for each. Amaras or Infinities, you're getting a $500 gift card for each one that you get, okay? So that's the extra special deal from us and HandiQuilter to go towards your machines here, okay? So you're getting that, and you're getting, obviously, all the training, all of everything else. I just talked to Kelly. We're going to also get an online class going in the next little bit here, too. We'll do online, a little bit of training, a little bit of fun, a little bit of tips and tricks, questions, all of that, and something for members only as well, so you'll be able to see all of those. But we have those options for you. We have those gifts for you. We also have financing with 0 down, 0 interest. Okay, so 0 down, 0 interest on the financing. We also have, there's one more thing I was going to say. Oh, if you want one, or want something or have questions or need a little more information, you're gonna text us. Number's on the top of the chat, and then guys, go ahead and post that number again. Also, because they're having an issue with the phones, I want you to, if you're interested in a machine, okay, and the guys, they're going as fast as they can. Like, if they don't get you a price right this second, they will also do it throughout this evening, also into tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, okay? But just to be 100% sure, Rami, we be ready for this here. Just to be 100% sure, if you would like a call back from us about anything, okay? Just in case the text got missed, just in case whatever, if you could please put, everybody listen, don't put it in yet. You're gonna put, please contact me in the chat, okay? Nobody else comment for 1 second. Just put, please contact me, and go ahead and answer that in the chat. And they'll just have that as an extra, just in case your text didn't go through. Just put, please contact me. Those exact words. Nobody else comment for a second. But please contact me. Please text me, either one. That way we can contact you, okay? So go ahead and put that in the chat. Now, let's get into this one more time. We'll go through the bundles again, and we'll keep going, okay? So guys, here we go. This right here is the Moxie. This is the entry-level starter, smallest machine that HandiQuilter makes, under $5,000, okay? This comes on either a 5-foot, an 8-foot, or a 10-foot frame, okay? It has regulation, stitch regulation. My brain is not working today. Stitch regulation and everything you need to get started on your quilting journey, okay? The big brother of this one right here is the Moxie XL. Oops. The Moxie XL is an 18-inch version of this machine. Has a little bit bigger screen, as you can see the difference in the screens here. This is just a little small screen. This is a bigger screen. And it's an 18-inch instead of a 15-inch throat. It has the exact same frame options, 5, 8, or 10-foot frame, okay? So, great. I hate saying entry level, because these machines are fantastic machines, and it's not like, oh, you're gonna get this and then you're gonna get a better one later. Like, they're fantastic machines. You can get this and be happy with it the rest of your life, okay? You can also get, it's based on your needs. We want something that's going to work perfect for you, and there's been times that somebody says, hey, I'm gonna get the really big one, and we're like, you know what, like, let's talk about it. Actually, you guys should be the happiest with this, and you'll save a few bucks. So we want you with what's going to be the most productive for you. So 15-inch and 18-inch, and then you have the sit-down version right over here. So sit-down version is right here. This right here is the Moxie Stationary. Great for any kind of ailments that you have, as well as if you just prefer doing the free motion quilting, okay? So free motion quilting, you can put your hands on the machine and stitch away. Dangerous, not looking, huh? See this? So you can stitch away just by moving the fabric. Again, this is done by moving the fabric. The machine head does not move. So that means that this here is not a machine that can be automated, because an automated machine, the head's going to move on the machine, okay? So this is the Moxie. It's an 18-inch, and you can also get this and then decide and say, hey, I want to upgrade this to change to a frame that it moves on the frame, and I want to put robotics on it, whatever. You can do that with this machine too, okay? So these are the Moxies. Now, over here. Next up, this right here is the Amara 20. So the Amara 20 is a 20-inch throat space, and this comes on a 10-foot or a 12. I guess you can do 8-foot too, huh? 8-foot, 10-foot, or 12-foot frame for the Amara 20, okay? This right here has a Pro Stitcher, okay? Pro Stitcher Premium, which is the bee's knees, best that it gets as far as automation goes. How many patterns are on here for edge to edge?
Over 850 in premium, and then there's well over 1,000 if they count the designer ones. So. Okay,
so over 1,000 patterns in here that are ready for you to use. And patterns, if you go to buy a pattern, they're $15, $20 a pop, like depending on where you get it or more. So you're getting tons of patterns in here and the full functionality of this machine. Okay, so 20-inch throat, Pro Stitcher Premium, and you can also get this without the Pro Stitcher. If you want to just start with doing the machine as far as free motion quilting, it comes without this right here, and it has the same function, or the same movement as the Moxies over there. So you're able to do that, much more throat space and bigger machine. Okay, the upgraded version of this, come on over. Upgraded version of this is the Amara 24. Okay, The Amara 24 is 24 inches deep, giving you the most space here for your quilting, okay? I've seen people run very successful quilting businesses using Amara 24s. I've seen them doing Amara 20s as well as Amara 24s. We used to do Amara 20s on our quilting services, and then from there went to the 26-inch machine, which we haven't showed today. The 26-inch machine looks just like this. It's 2 inches bigger. It has a few more features, including a camera underneath, which is super cool. This is their training studio, so this isn't like the place to have all the Infinity. So they're down waiting to ship to you. So if you're looking for Infinity 2, we can give you more information about that. But this is a 24-inch machine, okay? Gives you the total space there to do large free motion quilting as well as large edge-to-edge quilting capabilities, okay? So basically everything you need in a quilting machine. Anything else you want to say about this one? Anything else?
That's good.
Last thing I want to show you is this is the light bar. Go ahead and show them this right here, Raul. This is the light bar, okay? Yeah, there you go. So the light bar you can get in 5 foot, 8 foot, 10 foot, and 12 foot sizes, okay? These are game changers in the amount of light that you have in your quilting studio as well as over your machine, okay? They are extremely well priced. They're LEDs. You don't have bulbs that break and go bad on them. They're fantastic. If you're getting a machine, just get the light, okay? You have lights on both your machines? Mm-hmm. Obviously. Okay, so this is the Amara 24. Okay, now coming over here, let's go ahead and I'm going to change this camera around. Hang on one second. Hang on. So now let's talk about bundles here. Now this right here is bundle 1 as far as your extras and add-ons, okay? Thing is, this is so yeah, people don't pressure you into buying. Talk to them if you have questions. You will not hurt their feelings if you choose not to buy after talking to them. It's true. You just can't buy on any of our other shows. I'm just kidding. No, we want you to get what's best for you. There's no point in me having you get something that's not going to be right for you or it's going to put you in some kind of financial trouble or anything else. That doesn't make any sense for us. Okay, here we go. Extra bobbins, extra bobbin case, a cupped foot called the glide foot. It's actually the foot number 3. This was just sitting here in the studio. So channel locks to give you vertical and horizontal stitching, as well as your hex key that gives you just a little extra ease in taking out your needles, okay? Which you should be changing every 8 hours, guys. We all know this. Next, so that right there is bundle 1. This is bundle 2. So bundle 2 is everything you need for ruler work on your machines. You have a ruler base, which is this bottom one, okay? Ruler base, you have a straight ruler. I guess I should start with this, hold on. You have a ruler base. You have your ruler foot, which has this flange here. This collar is the correct term for it, that you butt your rulers up against so you can use them with your base. Straight ruler, everybody needs that, okay? Grips for your ruler, so it's a non-slip. This is the ditch ruler, which helps you with your ditch, stitch in the ditch and everything else. And the baby grand ruler, which looks like a baby grand piano, and helps you learn your curves, okay? All right, next. This right here, kit number 2. So kit 1, kit 2. Next, this right here is kit number 3. Comes with an extra handle when you're doing your twisting on your
It's actually your front
bars. It's for your front pole, okay? Just give a little extra ease. There's also casters so that you can put your machine on casters that come with this kit as well. We just don't have any featured here. Horizontal spool pin, so for those threads that are not your traditional long arm cones that you can see like on the back of there. And an extra set of leaders so you can use them for if you do a lot of smaller quilts, et cetera, okay? This right here is kit number 3. Kit number 4 is for a sit-down machine. So this is a sit-down kit. You have machiners which give you that extra grip. You have these sweet spots, which are also a non-slip pad that you hang on to and you do your quilting with. Handy grips and horizontal spool pin, same thing. And this right here is another great ruler, and it has the handy grip already on it, which is like a sandpaper that holds down your ruler, okay? Kit number 4, okay? Kit number 4. Next, everything you need as far as rulers go, okay? This is like the ultimate, it's not even like a basic ruler kit. This is like the bee's knees ruler kit, okay? So you've got your crescent ruler, you've got your solid half circle rulers, showing you just some of the things you can do with it, design ideas. Okay, this is one of my favorites right here, the curves crosshatch ruler. Next, This right here is the multi-circle ruler. Okay, looks like Swiss cheese. And last one here, this is the mother load kit, exactly, the flip curve ruler, okay? Right there. So this right here is the ruler kit. This is number 5, kit number 5, okay? So ruler kit number 5. And lastly is kind of just your like, hey, I want all the extra cool things. So you've got a little fan that clips onto your bars and plugs into the side of your machine. That's what gives it power. Pounce pad for your chalk. The handy iron off pencils. So pencils that you put on that you can sketch with. This right here, you can create your own stencils by tracing on it, and then you can stitch through it and then create your own stencil. And this right here is the quilter's preview paper, which gives you the ideas of what you're going to be able to do on your quilts. Okay, so Ramy says Brody needs his fan. You better believe I do. So, all right, guys. And that last one is number 6. Number 6. Get my tripod back in order here. Okay. What other questions do we have as far as, thank you, as far as HandiQuilter goes? What questions can we answer? Again, if you work with us with HandiQuilter, you're getting either a $250 gift card for a Moxie, either one of the Moxies. If you get the Pro Stitcher Premium, another $250 gift card, or excuse me, Pro Stitcher Lite, another $250 gift card. If you get a Amara, you're getting a $500 gift card. If you're getting a Pro Stitcher Premium, you're getting another $500 gift card. So you guys are getting lots of, call them rebates, call them gifts, call them whatever you want, back with your machines. So take advantage of that. Free financing, guys, 0 down, 0 interest, as well as their warehouse. We talked to the president of sales. He's the president, vice president? Yeah. One of those two. He was like, hey, we got machines in the back, like ready to ship. So like, as soon as they're ready, we'll ship machines to them. So you're getting the machines out quickly. One thing I forgot to say too is we also have, HandiQuilter has great videos on how to set up the machines. And literally, like, I love the video because it's 2 older ladies and they're like, we're gonna show you how to put this together the machine. And they're showing that like, hey, we're you. We're, you know, a 70-year-old lady that is putting this machine together. They're very easy to put together. And if you have any questions, you pick up the phone, you call us and we help you out, okay? So free financing, videos, tutorials, classes coming up with Kelly, gift cards, and everything else, okay? So what questions do we have? Can you program the Pro Stitcher to do your own custom quilting?
Designer, like in Designer, you
Yeah, that's what they're asking.
create your own
Yes.
designs.
So you can create your own designs and then it'll stitch out. So yes.
Pro Stitcher Premium.
It's on Pro Stitcher Premium only though. So that's one of those things that is the difference between Pro Stitcher Premium and Pro Stitcher Lite, okay? Will the Pro Stitcher Lite work on the Amara? No. No, you need the Pro Stitcher Premium for the Amara. How long are the prices good for? So we need to have our things turned into HandiQuilter by this weekend. So you have like, make sure you text us today, like say, hey, I'm interested in a machine, our number's at the top of the chat, or a bundle or whatever it is, and then we'll be calling everybody back by the weekend and getting our order turned into HandiQuilter, okay? That way they're shipping these things out Monday, okay? So that's how long your pricing is good for. What time of year will HandiQuilter have its classes at Soya? So we're gonna do remote classes for everybody. So we know everybody can't travel to Soya all the time. So we're gonna do remote classes with Kelly and you'll be able to take them from home. And the great thing about those is that they're recorded. So you can go back to them over and over again and you don't have to rely just on the notes you took during class, okay? Do you have any thread deals going on? We did that last week in Alaska preparing for this. So no, not today. I put them on together with a little help with my husband. Yeah, Tiankum and I can put together the Amara 24 with a light bar, with a Pro Stitcher, with all the bells and whistles, with us together in 3 hours. Obviously, you've done more than one. We know what we're doing, but it'll take you a day, okay? Rebecca says, can we take those online classes if we already have a machine? You bet, Rebecca, of course. Of course, okay? Where's the bobbin change on the Moxie? Right in the front. So all the machines have, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you. I guess I can push it back. All the bobbins are right here. Pull out the bobbin case. There's not a bobbin case in this one. Pull out the bobbin case, bobbin's right there. Stick it back in, just like a normal machine. Okay? So you have to be really computer savvy to work the Pro Stitcher. No. Okay? It is a computer, right? It's a tablet, actually, but no, you don't. And the videos that we have, I'm telling you, I have a playlist on my phone that's literally called Long Arm Resources. If you watch those 5 videos, they're each 10 or 15 minutes long, you could get your machine, follow step by step, and be free motion quilting or be edge to edge quilting in 15 or 20 minutes. I mean, it's literally that easy, okay? Of course, you don't have to learn it. Like everybody, the best experience you're gonna have is when you learn the most that you can. But it's not like you're gonna get it and be like, oh, there's 18 million buttons on this thing that I don't know what they are. Like, they're very well labeled, they show you exactly what you need to do, and you continue from there, okay? Okay. What are casters for the machine for? What do they do? Kit 3, I think. They're wheels.
Yeah.
So like these right here, they're wheels. Oh, sorry. They're wheels for the machine. That's it. It's just so that if you have a spot that you need to move the machine or you move the machine a lot, that's what it's for. It's just casters. If not, if you're just going in the same spot and you're leaving it there, just put the regular feet on it. That's just fine. I recommend the casters because you don't know when you're gonna move or you're gonna, we're gonna move this into a different bedroom or whatever it is. That's what I do, okay? What other questions we have? Definitely get a light bar, says Kathy, I agree. Becky Crafty Mama, yes. Go ahead and make sure you've texted us already though too. That way we have your info, okay? We know it's also the East Coast. It's what, 8:30 right now? So we know it's getting late. Like for some of you that we know are on the East Coast, we'll text you like, hey, it's now a good time to call. If you're already asleep, don't worry about it. We'll talk to you tomorrow, okay? My husband has been listening to my sales pitch and giving me the stink eye. No Pro Stitcher is easy and you can pull up YouTube for review. Yes, exactly. It's easy to use and you can, again, we have lots of YouTube videos. HandiQuilter has lots of YouTube videos and so do a lot of other quilters because it's the #1 used machine in the quilting industry as far as long arms go. All right, what size light bar will fit over the sit-down machines? The 5 foot. 5 foot will. Okay, let's see. Is it possible to upgrade from a little foot to an 8-foot frame with Pro Stitcher Lite? Yes, you can do that. You can do that. Twirling Tuesdays with Kim says, how can I hide this from my husband? That one's a little harder. Tell him your grandkids are coming over, put a 108 over the top, it's a fort. Done. I can't help you with that one. All right, next. Again, if you're interested in a machine, please send us a text. If you've already texted us and you want us to call you tomorrow instead of tonight, just text again and just say, hey, call me tomorrow. We'll get you down, okay? All right, can I buy just a roller base for Simply 16? You can, text us, yep. All right. Is there software available to go on a computer? No, it's all on here. It's all done right here on the machine.
Well, you can Pro Stitcher on your computer to practice. Is that what they mean?
I guess. Why would you do that though? To practice what? Just functionality. If you're like viewing your Stitch Designer?
Yeah, they just.
Yeah, I guess you could. I don't know why you would do that. I don't know. I don't see what the benefit. Like you don't gonna do it and then transfer it over here. So there's that. Rami, are you receiving texts fine? Just making sure. Desi, will do. Kansas, please talk to me tomorrow. Pro Stitcher Lite software. It's all right here. Like this is what your software is right here. And it needs to be on here to be able to use in your machine. So Rami says they're receiving text just fine. They're having a problem sending text out, but they are getting text in. So we're good there. All right. If you float your top, can you take off that front bar so that you are closer to the machine? Theoretically, yes, you could. Everybody, okay, here's the thing. You guys heard if you're part of the club, you heard my deal about flannel and how everybody does whatever they want. So there's 2 bars here. Some people load underneath this and on here. So we will go over the top and on here. Some people put put the top right onto this one instead of onto this one. It's all up to you. The HandiQuilter would say, no, you're not gonna do that. If you do it and it works for you, great, you can do it. These bars just pop right off. You don't really need to though. Like the distance between these spaces here is only like 4 inches maybe. You don't really need that to get up close and do that there, okay? All right. Okay. What size options for the frames? I currently have a Capri, may consider upgrading. 5, 8, 10, and 12-foot frames. Okay. Now let's see. I took my bottom bar off, went on my top bar. Okay. Does HandiQuilter own Pro Stitcher? Yes. HandiQuilter is the creator, and they keep it updated. They do everything with it. It's not like they're outsourcing somebody else to come in and do their Pro Stitcher. What's the clearance from the bottom of the machine to the ground? I've seen people have cabinets underneath their long arm. So I've seen people do that. Like the Kiwi fits underneath these, the Kiwi that we sell.
Depends on how tall they want
it also depends on how tall you want it. You can adjust the how tall your frame is based on how tall you are. Like you want to set it for machine, so you're standing here, you can quilt like this. Okay, it's totally up to you. Okay, so can I ask, how do the lengths matter? Do people make 12-foot quilts? I mean, a California King would be that. So yeah, people do. My suggestion would be, like, if you have a quilting studio and you have all the space, go for it. If you don't ever make California King quilts, get a 10-foot frame. I don't know if there's a need for that. If you plan on making one California King your entire life, send it to us and we'll quilt it for you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just based on what you need. Okay. Can I get a Pro Stitcher to work on my Gamel? No. Nope, you can't. Sorry. All right. So, guys, again, to reiterate, live from HandiQuilter. We've shown you all the machines here. If you're just getting on right now and watching this, rewind and watch the thing over again, okay? We have all the bundles available to you. We have free financing. We have the gift card values where you're getting up to $1,000 back to you on a gift card. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Free financing and everything else, okay? So if you have any questions, please send us a text. Again, don't feel concerned if you don't get a text from us tonight, because there's a lot of you that have texted in. We'll text you tonight, tomorrow, and continue that on throughout the day tomorrow for everybody to be contacted on the machines, okay? Any other questions before we get out of here? That's pretty much the extent of what we're going to show you today. We've shown you all the different machines. So any other questions before we get out of here? Waiting for the questions to roll in if there are any. Any last words, Kelly?
No.
That's it? Okay. Get two. Kelly says get two. Can we come to the store to talk about the options, or should I just wait for the call? Either way, Joan, we'll call you tomorrow or come to the store. That's it. Will Pro Stitcher work on the HandiQuilter 16? It will. Yep. The Pro Stitcher Lite will. Oh, sorry, the other way around.
Have to be more specific.
Yeah, text us out. There's like multiple different versions of the 16, so text us. We'll find out which one works perfect for you, okay? Can we text again in the morning if it doesn't go through now? Yes. Nice to see you again, Kelly, says Teresa. Do you need internet for the Pro Stitcher? Do you need internet for Pro Stitcher? No, it doesn't. I mean, it does connect to the internet, but no, you don't need internet. No. All right. All right, that looks like all the questions, guys. Thank you very much for joining us today. As always, we're here to serve you. We hope that if you're ready to get a long arm, that you choose to get one with us, and we'll take care of you. We'll make sure that it's exactly what you need, and we want you to have the machine that's perfect for you, not just the most expensive one that you can get. It needs to be perfect for you, and we'll walk you through what your qualifications are, or what the things are that you need to be able to get the perfect machine. So hope you guys have a great night, and we will be live again Saturday. And somebody's texting me. Do you have your phone? I think we're good. Okay, we're getting out of here, guys. Thank you very much. We will see you, I think Saturday is our next show. We'll see you Saturday. Bye, everybody. Thank you.